test run.
Popsicle, testicle.
Looks good. Might as well. I think I'm ready.
Dude, this was so weird to prepare for this podcast this week.
Why?
Because we were in the void for quite some time, and then you make New Year's resolutions like, I'm not going to be on social media as much. And then you realize, no, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world.
So no talking points this week?
No, I did find some, but it was definitely weird this week. I also felt like nothing really happened in the world.
Also true. It's, I don't know. It's the void, but it really sucked everything in. Did you see by any chance, since this year's over, by the way, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
May the tears we cried in 2020 loop the cheeks we clapped in 2021.
Put that on a movie poster right there. Did you by any chance happen to catch Netflix 2020 review adaptation?
No, I did see a trailer of it.
I mean, don't bother, I'd say, really. Because, we all know what happened this year, more or less. You know, it's not that old. But it was very bold of them to release it before the year was over. I gotta say that. With all that shit that happened in 2020, they really went out here and was like, let's publish this December 20. So, do not take into account the last 10 days. I was like, damn, some fucked up shit could have happened.
True, but it really didn't.
No, it really did.
To be fair, I did go on YouTube as far as social media, and I watched back some new shit from March, and then seeing how people viewed the coronavirus then.
Yeah.
And then seeing it now, that was kind of crazy.
It is hella interesting, man. But I also have that social media resolution on top of my list.
Okay.
But it's also weird because you want to be on social media, especially in our case where we post for the podcast on social media, for example, But I don't know.
Yeah. For me, it's mostly those dead moments where you're just, I guess, bored in a way, and you're just scrolling, and before you know it, 50 minutes has passed, and you think, the fuck did I do here?
Yeah.
It's not like reading a book where you're done with it and you feel like, now at least I have some more knowledge or something. It's literally that did nothing for me. Now I can see how supposedly perfect the life of my friends is. That's great.
Yeah, you just feel emptier. That's what social media does. You go on it because you feel empty, and then you go after it and you still feel empty. Yeah. And then you have an occasional chuckle at a meme.
Yeah, occasionally you breathe air out of your nose a little bit louder,
yeah. Or maybe take a screenshot and then send it over another social media app, and the whole cycle goes again, man. Fucked up shit.
Except for the Instagram page of mine as well. That's still cool. Quality content.
Yeah. It's the only thing. If I don't browse through my feed, I go on Might as well, and then I browse through their posts, because that's the only way how to make qualitative Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's true, it's true.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just the most fun I ever had.
Speaking of New Year's resolutions, okay. I looked up, 10 most common New Year's resolutions, and I thought we can go through them and give our opinion on it.
Alright, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a guess. You tell me if it's in the list or not.
All right.
Exercising.
Number 1.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, these are the most typical ones. So exercise more. What's your opinion?
Well, it's a good New Year's resolution. I went for a walk on January 1st, and I saw a bunch of people jogging.
True. You see so many people in the streets, not just jogging, but as I cycled here as well, cleaning their car. Everyone has a clean car at the moment. It's really crazy.
Okay.
Is that some memo I didn't get?
I don't know, but I also recently cleaned my car, but not on the 1st, so I don't know.
Huh.
Well, next one, I'd say stay healthy. Eat healthy.
Yeah, I would say so. Lose weight, but I guess that's more eating healthy.
Yeah, it's like a habit.
Yeah. Recently, because I do weekly groceries, I started making a list for sections so I can go through the supermarket in one go, that I don't need to walk back and forth.
Okay, yeah.
And I actually saw the balance in food that I eat, and I had a lot of vegetables and shit, so that was great. And I think really working in the supermarket behind the register really made me realize like what food can do to you.
Yeah, okay.
Because sometimes you had customers who just had like baskets full of unhealthy shit, and it showed, you know, kind of their face looked like if I took their iPhone and used my testicle for facial recognition, I could still get in their phone, you know. That's how fucking unhealthy they look.
Just a bunch of testicles running around grocery shopping. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but again, for losing weight, I do agree with you. It's more being healthy and feeling healthy than anything else. But I feel like I've already mentioned that 100 times in this podcast.
Fair. That would be definitely on a bingo card eventually.
But being healthy, tell me more about your groceries.
I don't know. I mean,
you're very expensive.
Man, the grocery shopping thing will never end. But yeah, I definitely try to cut meat out as best as possible.
Yeah, that's the thing now as well. Vegan. I don't know. It's like January and veganism in one word.
What?
Veganuary or something.
Okay. Sounds fancy.
Yeah, I don't know,
but I have not. No. I gotta say, I haven't started this year. Like over the last few months, I try to just cut out meat more and more, because I just feel like, you know, I mean, the dangerous thing about everything is we have no idea what the fuck we're actually eating. We go to a grocery store, we buy a product, but because we have a need for a certain product, but we have no idea what's actually fucking in it. For the most part,
very true.
For the most part, even vegetables, it's like what chemicals were used to preserve this shit, right? And even on that note, I watched a really interesting documentary about avocados the other day, right? Which is like this healthy food, you know?
Yeah, but still, you know, it's very healthy food, but still, if you think about it, it has to come from like probably Southern America to get here. Is it really that healthy? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the interesting part, because that's exactly what they said. You know, it's the, I don't know about, it wasn't about the health factor. It was about the factor behind the avocado, the production.
Yeah, I guess that's also more what I meant. Like, what I meant was more, it has to come here by ship probably. Yeah. And that's also fucking bad for the environment. And for me, 100%. I don't eat meat, or try not to eat meat because of the environment. And then when you eat vegetables that come from overseas, then still not really.
No, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same shit.
But you feel better when you do it.
That's true. That's true. But there's a crazy war happening on avocados. What? You know, because the whole cartels in Mexico and like Chile and like Latin America, right? They're still obviously doing drugs, you know, it's kind of like their main thing. But avocados have become so valuable, and Latin America is kind of like the only region where they really grow, right? So they have so much fucking money in avocado trading that like nowadays there are towns in Mexico and shit, right? Or like whole regions of Mexico where 1/5 of the population is working on avocados and like the products and everything, right?
Fuck.
It's fucking crazy.
You got that good green, bro.
Yeah. And there are literally like wars about avocados now in Latin America. So I don't know. That was pretty crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
But go on. What's next on the list?
That's for you to guess.
Oh, shit. Work harder.
In a way, the next point that I found was get organized.
Okay, yeah.
Which I think everyone agrees upon. And I think that's the whole thing about resolutions. Same with exercise more. And you see people jogging. And by the end of January, if the gyms were to be open, they're not. But like in past years, you could see the gyms are packed in January. And then after that, they kind of run empty as fast as they obtained new members.
Which is so sad, man.
Which I think if you get more organized, then you can also plan that better.
True. But it's about dedication. You can't just say from one day of another, I'll do this. You have to have the will to actually do it. Yeah. And I feel like that's the point with New Year's resolutions. You want to do it, but do you want to do it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And especially with exercise, and it takes up a lot of time. It's not just the exercise, but usually getting there or getting yourself to actually exercise. Yeah. They need to shower afterwards. It's not
change
like
clothes.
Yeah, reading a book very quickly, grab it in between, and it's it takes some planning.
Definitely. And it takes dedication to pull it off, especially every day. It's like a hustle.
Yeah, but I don't know if working out every day is healthy, to be honest. I think you need some rest days.
It's like, I feel like when it comes to this shit, we all make assumptions. Like there's scientists that are out here like, jogging every day is super healthy. And then like, some people have different opinions on it.
Yeah, well, it's also experience. I noticed it as well. When I started working out abs, I did one summer where even before summer run, I trained it every day. And I had some results, of course. And now I have like breaks in between and I have way better results.
Huh. Okay.
Which could also just be that I have different nutrients or something. But I feel like it's healthy for your muscles too also. Because kind of working out is breaking your muscles. So I feel like they need some time to rest before you break them again.
Breaking your muscles, that reminds me of muscles, you ain't shit. I'm gonna break you bitch. But yeah, you're right. It's probably better. So get organized.
Learn a new skill or hobby is the next one.
Learn a new skill or learn a hobby. Okay. I mean, no. Okay. But I got you. Also makes sense. You want to improve.
Yeah. Is there anything new you want to, the comedy thing you want to dive into?
Yeah.
I think in 2021.
I want to, if I have something, I don't know. I realized, I have this whole thinking recently that like, you don't really need to have a goal unless you do the work that you think is necessary every single day to get someplace, right? Mm-hmm. You don't need to define that place.
Yeah.
But now I'm at a point where like, maybe you need to define that place.
I don't know. That depends, I think, really on the project itself and how you are at the moment as well, I think. Because I do think it's great if you are flexible, that you have some talent or passion in a certain niche, but that you are open for multiple opportunities.
Yeah.
And maybe if you have one set goal, then you focus too much on that one opportunity and then you don't take the chance to branch out.
No, 100%. But I want to formulate a goal that's very broad, exactly for that reason. I don't want to put myself in a box, and I don't want to feel some type of way if I don't reach that goal necessarily, right? I want to have a goal that I can just eye on and have a reason behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that's just the ones that I'm trying to figure out.
All right.
Like a main goal, like a mission statement of a company.
Huh. Oh, speaking of resolutions, by the way, I just realized this because last episode we talked about what was your New Year's resolution last year. We didn't really know.
Yeah.
But I saw that on the 31st of December, it was 1 year ago that I bought this mic. And I think my resolution was to do something with the mic in the next year.
Oh, shit.
And here we are.
Look how that worked out. Damn. Okay. I don't have that sentimental story behind my mic, but it's okay. Still doing shit.
I mean, Summer of '84 is still a great song.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot of bangers. A lot of unreleased bangers, too.
Okay, I think I'm going to move on to the next one.
All right, go for it.
Oof. This is some really, text on the wall type of shit.
Okay.
Live life to the fullest.
Oh, God. Okay.
Which, I think this is one of the things everyone wants to do this. Like, this is like saying, traveling is my hobby. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh,
doesn't
really?
define you, bitch.
No.
I thought about this, and when you see people in public, especially in like stores with pajama pants on, it's always a fine line. Like either they're living their life to the fullest or they've given up on life. And those are polar opposites, but it both could be true.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know, man. That's a weird point. That's a weird point. Live life to the fullest. Especially, it's one of those resolutions where it just feels like you would make that resolution, but you don't actually know how to do it. It just sounds nice.
It's because we do DBE in uni and we have to make learning objectives that are smartly formulated. But it does help because this in no way is smart. You don't know how to achieve it or when you have achieved it even. How do you know you live your life to the fullest?
I don't know. It's not really...
When you wear pajamas in stores? Or?
If you're happy? I don't know.
Define happiness.
I mean, happiness? Happiness? What? That is a deep topic now. Define happiness? What would you define as happiness?
Being comfortable in your own skin and in your environment that you're in.
Okay.
And being I wanted to say being surrounded by good people, but maybe true happiness is also just not needing shit.
But don't overthink it now. Now your first thought was having friends around you, or like people around you that support you. And I think that is a good like pillar to happiness. But I don't think happiness can be defined as like a process you achieve at one point or you're not. I feel like happiness is one of those all-time illusions, and we just give a term for it.
It's the same as perfection.
Yeah.
We have a term for perfection, but nothing is perfect, and still we use it.
Yeah.
So often in our language. Often. But nothing is perfect. There is nothing that is perfect. So a perfect thing doesn't exist, but still we use it all the time. And I think it's the same thing with happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness, or being happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Sounds very depressing to say there is no such thing as happiness. But
I mean, that's not necessarily what I mean, but I think that framing of happiness always puts a shadow onto it too. You know, it's like, oh, I want to achieve happiness. And then the desire of achieving happiness, is that really your happiness? I think you need always to be happy and grateful for in the moment that you are in. But I don't think there's something that like you just make thing and you're happy.
No.
Except for drugs. But
it's definitely an ongoing process.
Yeah.
But what I don't like about this is live life to the fullest is that you kind of also, if you then talk about being happy, kind of don't talk about that shit is going to happen in 2021. And maybe a better resolution is that you don't want to let bad shit affect you as much and therefore be more happy.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes sense. Because now if you are constantly thinking, oh, I just want to be happy, and then you have a setback or something that hurts like shit.
Definitely.
And bad shit is going to happen in everyone's life, and you can't really choose that, but it is your choice if you let that affect you in a negative way or in a positive way, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Oof. On to the next one. What do you think?
Next, this is getting complicated. Okay, we had the whole basic ones. Maybe
this is still basic.
This is still basic.
Yeah.
Maybe some like really stupid, like I don't know. How about have sex? Like someone like New Year's resolution. Like, fuck.
Okay, it's not the next one on the list, but it is in the list.
Oh shit!
It's spend more time with family. And friends.
Like what? Fuck. Spend time with family. Okay.
And friends. So I guess in a way that's like having good company.
Yeah. I guess I see that. I see that too, and it's important to spend time with people you love.
Yeah. So go tell someone you love them right now. Do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Actually, the next one on the list was save more money or spend less money.
Oh, that is also very basic. Okay, yeah.
Which is definitely a thing. I think I look at it in a more broader sense that I'm actually starting today because I'm gonna declutter my house and get rid of everything I don't need.
Ooh, okay.
And have a fresh start.
There's a tarot card for that. But nice. It's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing to do.
That is really, I don't know. Lately I've been really, I don't want to say I'm a minimalist because I'm not. But I value more in not needing shit. I really like that at the moment.
Yeah. I completely understand that. I just want to, like after I get the PC, for example, which I need in order to increase the content that I'm producing necessarily. But besides that, I really don't have anything like, for example, like a good way to figure out if you truly need something or not, right? It's just think of yourself for your Christmas wishes or your birthday or whatever, right? What do you need? Or what do you want? It's always that different thing. And I don't know. I can't even come up with like Christmas wishes at this point. Cause like, of course, there's always things that you could upgrade or, do stuff with. But the only reason that I want to spend money for something now is if it actually improves what I'm set out to do what I want to do, and not because I just want it for the fact of wanting it.
Yeah, but I also don't think that that's necessarily bad. If you just
True.
if you really want something, you can get it. But that's actually a friend of mine asked me that the other day. We just talked about spending money, and he asked, "Are you frugal?" And that's like not a cheapskate, but are you a bit careful with spending money? And I said, yeah, I think. But then, I am at the point that because I don't spend it on unnecessary shit, when I do want something, even if it's unnecessary, I can just get it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not spending much money, so fuck it.
True. And you gotta reward yourself.
Exactly, like we talked about with the whole toys thing. You can still buy toys, fuck it. And now
exactly.
I have the means to do it.
Okay. And are you planning on buying any toys?
Oof, no. No. That's actually a thing, because I thought about buying a new PlayStation, but fuck that shit. I don't need that.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, 100%. Like the PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
It's definitely sick.
Yeah.
But I'd buy the KFC console instead. Did you hear of that shit?
KFC?
You didn't hear of that shit?
No.
KFC, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the franchise.
Uh-huh.
They brought out a gaming console with an built-in chicken warmer. This is not a joke.
What?
And it is way better, technicality-wise, than both PlayStation 5 and Xbox, the big one.
What a big baller move.
Yeah, big baller move, man. It's cost like $2,000, but it's fucking like a really capable PC with a built-in chicken warmer.
I fucking hate that about this society. Why is everything so fucking expensive?
That's true.
And why do people act like it's normal? Like the new iPhone. You know
how much is it?
It's like $1,200 or something.
Oh, fuck. And
it's a phone.
What can you do with it? Exactly.
Yeah, and you need to buy a new one in a couple of years anyway.
Oh, I hate that, man.
I'm not gonna name names, but a friend of mine bought a phone case for €100.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It was also some sort of magnetism and purse type of shit. But still, €100, you don't spend it on a phone case.
Okay, but what the fuck can that phone case do?
And it was ugly as shit as well.
If it's €100 for a fucking
Is it made out
case?
of penna? What the fuck?
Exactly. Is it pure gold? Can that shit, like, can I put it in my hand and I'm starting levitating? Then I buy it. But like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Alright, but what's the next point on the list though?
Well, we had to spend more time with friends or family. Travel more.
That's really on your 2021, Damn, COVID's still going on. Let's travel more. Let's spread some bacterias around.
I guess you can also see traveling in a less broad sense and just explore more. Because you can also explore within your own city, I guess.
Oh, definitely. True.
And that's definitely a thing that I want to work on, is be more... one with nature sounds so hard to grasp, but be outside more. Even though I was outside a lot the last months, but now that it's getting winter, I notice I'm more inside and inside. So I also got myself a step counter.
Ooh,
to really, and I only, walk outside. So to make sure I'm still going outside even in winter when it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, that's nice. I just, I feel like I have the same frustration with like going outside right now, because it's mostly either it's raining or it's fucking cold or just disgusting and you don't feel like going outside, and it's necessary to. So I definitely also go for on walks from time to time. But besides that, you gotta get your vitamin pills. Then you can get vitamin D, for example. This is very essential. Vitamin D. No joke implied here. You can make one yourself at home. Make this podcast a little intact.
Just ask your uncle for some D. I'm sure he'll give you some.
If he slips you a pill before, then just take it. It reduces the pain. Okay, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, those were for the most basic ones. I saw another thing that people do in January that I'd like to discuss.
Okay.
But first, I want to give an honorable mention, because I was just scrolling through like New Year's resolutions and I saw a real funny one, especially in our context. That was, in 2021, I would like to be more taller.
Taller?
Yeah.
Taller. That's... Man, this year I'm gonna grow. Like literally. Fuck that shit. That's my New Year's resolution, man. Don't shit.
I still wanted to ask, because how tall are you?
173 or 5'8".
5'8", okay.
whatever you want to, metric system or.
Yeah. The thing is, because I'm 6 feet. So in the Netherlands, I'm not tall, but anywhere else I am.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it affect you in any way, your length? Because
everybody's 5'8" laying down. I don't know.
Because that's a common thing, and also the meme culture that tall guys, short kings.
Yeah, true.
How does it affect you in your daily life?
Weirdly enough, I had I watched a documentary recently about Tony Robbins, who's like a life coach, I guess, but he's like gigantic. He's fucking built as fuck too, Like
a tank.
Yeah, but he has stage presence, right? Because I feel like whatever physical build you have, it doesn't matter, but you can still have a presence. And I think that's what's important. How you carry yourself and how you articulate yourself. And I looked at Tony Robbins and I compared it to Kevin Hart. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Short king, definitely short king, but he also has that presence. You know what I mean? People listen to him.
Yeah.
And so in the end, I feel like society wise, sometimes being on the shorter end of things, especially dating wise, can have some disadvantages. But overall, I don't think that I'm in any type of way, because I'm short, disadvantaged.
No, I wouldn't say so either. But that's a thing you addressed their presence, and I think I discussed it before with friends where they feel like some people just walk into the room and they can have a conversation with anyone, or they just stay at that certain type of energy, and lots of people think it's just them being secure.
Yeah,
like being really secure of themselves, but it's not that necessarily. It's just presence, just being there.
Yeah. And it's a weird thing. I think you can learn it.
Yeah. Sorry, the word I was looking for was confidence.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. But I got what you meant.
Yeah.
I think you can learn it, but it's also, I think that's one of those things that you just, either you have a certain swagger or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting question, because you also addressed dating. I don't think your current girlfriend is taller than you, is she?
No, she isn't.
Would you date a girl that is taller than you?
I definitely had something in the past with girls that were taller than me, but
how was that? Because it's such a weird thing. Just before I'm gonna let you talk to me, I have dated girls who were a bit taller than me, but I still think if they are like taller than you, and I can't explain it exactly why, but it does make me feel some kind of way.
Same. It also didn't last long in my case. I don't know about you.
No, also. Few hookups and gone.
Yep. But I get what you mean. It's a weird feeling. I feel like that's where it's reversed, For guys, the dating spectrum is like, if you're short, you're going to have a harder time. And for girls, if you're tall, you're going to have a harder time.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing, because at least in my circle of people that I talk to, they usually idolize tall women because, models have a tall height.
True.
But most guys don't really like tall girls, or would prefer a smaller girl over a taller
100%.
girl.
I agree with that. So it's weird that it modeled that. Like after, for example, models have to be at least 175 or something.
Yeah.
I think that's like the requirement.
Yeah.
And which is weird that there's a requirement for it, first of all, but it's hella strange.
Yeah.
It's really strange. And then our models, because you always got to look at things from a marketing perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why are models so tall? Because women look up to them or men look up to them?
Isn't it also just how clothing fits on the body? Isn't that also?
It could also be one of those reasons, but I'm thinking, who is more interested in female models? Guys or women? And I'd say women, because they wear the products that all women want to wear, or they advertise the products that women want to buy. So I guess it makes sense, but you're right with the point. I don't know. It kind of also doesn't, because you always think of, if there's for example, we don't really look up to male models, do we? Just appearance wise.
I don't know. Someone can have a good physique or something. Then you can, well, like not the very muscular, because that shit's not healthy. But like being in good shape, I guess.
True.
I wouldn't say looking up to it, but that's something where I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
True. I guess what also work marketing wise, like colognes, for example. Guy colognes also always have a fucking handsome ass dude in
a suit.
Yeah. Or shirtless.
Yeah.
Riding a pony. I don't know. Some shit like that.
Why are those commercials always so fucking weird?
Cologne commercials, that ass one of the weirdest ones out there. Right up with car commercials.
Yeah.
Because car commercials for like the past few years, they didn't know what type of shots weren't done with a car before. So all of them went the route, hey, let's do some fucking weird shit and then put a car brand at the end of it and see what happens.
Yeah. But you mentioning female models and shit is reminded me of a post, and I'm gonna show you it, and we'll guide the listeners through it.
Okay.
There was an attempt to advertise plus size lingerie,
and that's the attempt.
That's the attempt.
Oh.
So basically what they did, they just had like a very thin waist girl in the plus size lingerie, and she's just stretching it out. So now you can look at it thinking, this is what a thin person would look like in the lingerie I want to wear. Nice.
What the fuck? Or is it one of those, like, maybe they advertise it like it's magical. You wear it and you get skinny automatically.
I don't know. It's a fucking weird way to show any product.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's some weird shit. Who did that?
I don't know, man. It's some Annie Rolfi. I don't know.
Shout out.
I'm not wearing my glasses. I can see these. Oh, plus something, baby. It was even like a plus size store.
Oh,
apparently.
That hurts. But we got to post that on IG. So you guys, if you want to see the picture, check out the Instagram, and then you know what we're talking about.
But why do you think it's weird for us as a guy to date a woman that is taller than us? Is it some sort of... Because I do like to think we're very progressive, but this does kind of lean to the more conservative...
I think there's a difference between progressive and conservative. I think there's just a nature within us. And I think, starting back with Neanderthals, which is basically how you can like put anything and put it into that perspective. I think it's just for men, they are always supposed to be in a position, especially also our society pushes us to be a provider. Or someone that can take care of things or has, power to fight animals off or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I think that exactly may be intimidating to a guy to date a taller woman because of that nature fact, so to speak.
Yeah. But it still doesn't really add up for me, because I do think that ambition in women is sexy as fuck.
Hella. Ambition is the sexiest thing.
Yeah. And, I could even, I truly would support my girlfriend to be more successful than I am. That really wouldn't affect me in any way. I would just be very happy for her and proud of her.
Facts.
But still, you have that taller thing that
would bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also a thing, I don't know, I guess it's still it's almost, we're afraid to say like manliness now at this point. But also to me, it's some sort of manliness to be able to sweep your girl off her feet.
True. But
that type 100%. Of shit. It's weird.
Yeah, especially, look at all those movies, where like even the wedding shit where it's like, oh, you gotta carry your wife through the doorstep, right? It's shit like that where you also look at it like, man, I don't know, I don't want to fucking hit her head at the fucking, door thing. But it would happen.
Yeah. And it's so weird how at the moment I think we as aware as ever in society with, being aware that some shit is hurtful.
Yeah.
But everyone is still so comfortable with saying like, yeah, I'm not dating a guy under 5 foot something.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is literally something you can do nothing about. It's just your length. You can do and you become taller or something. Eat more veggies.
It's your New Year resolution.
Of course, yeah.
And you grow. That's how it happens.
Okay, now we actually go to the last one then. That's something I came across in January. I wanted to suggest to do this, but with your birthday coming up, might not be the best decision. But dry January, where you don't drink alcohol during the month.
Of January. No, I'd be hella down to do that. I'm gonna do dry February.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but actually, it's my birthday.
I didn't drink yet.
Yeah, same. I also didn't drink yet, but it's your birthday coming up, so I didn't want to put you.
We say that like it's an accomplishment. It's the 2nd of January.
That's the thing I wanted to talk about, because alcohol is a drug, and
it's bad.
It's one of the first fucking drugs, and it's so socially accepted.
So socially
fucking
There's
weird.
fucking advertising for it on TV and everything. Is that still a thing? Like beer commercials? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's so socially accepted. And then you say, same with medication and drugs, which is so weird to me, right? Some doctor says, take those pills, it will help. And if a drug dealer says, take those pills, it will help. It's just a disregard. Maybe he knows what he's talking about too.
I don't know. And most people who I know who don't want to do drugs but do drink alcohol say, I'm afraid of losing control.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing that makes you lose control, it's fucking alcohol.
Yep.
And then the next day, you still didn't know what the fuck you did.
Yeah, and you have blackouts.
Yeah.
You can die from that
fucking
shit.
Scary. Blackouts. I mean, our trip to Bosnia, we have one night where both of us just remember starting drinking, and then we woke up the next day.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dangerous, man. It's really fucking dangerous. And it fucks your brain up. It fucks with your liver.
Yeah.
And
it's such a weird line between being rich and poor, of being like drinking a lot. If you are rich, then it's kind of viewed as, okay, you can afford it. Nice.
Yeah.
But then you have alcoholics living on the street, and then you think like evil alcohol.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But there's also different types of alcohol that stand for different things. Like if you drink scotch, what do people think? If you drink cheap beer out of a can, what do people think?
Yeah, but it's the same vice still. That's the...
Yeah, definitely.
That's the weird thing.
It's the same drug.
But it's just in different form. January, are we gonna try it?
Honestly, I'd be down. I don't need alcohol. I was never a person that really partied all that much. I think the first year I got here, I drank the most, but like before I maybe drank once a month. Highest. So I would never say I had like I was on that party vibe, but dry January sounds good. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I do want to try it. I don't know how long it's been since I didn't drink for a month. I think it's literally since I started drinking. Then that's not even a joke.
Good vibe. That's how it is.
So yeah, I'm excited to. Try that out.
Dry January?
Yeah.
See how...
Even though I got some specially brewed beers in my fridge right now that I'm thinking of.
It's also shitty because you always have that excuse. If you want to stop something, right, it shouldn't be in your house anymore.
Yeah.
But it still is. Yeah. And that's the thing that makes it tough. But that makes it also a mental challenge where you can look at the beer in the fridge and you have two choices. You can look at it and be like, you know what? I don't need this. Yeah,
that's the one trait I got from my dad, which I really appreciate. I think I do have a lot of discipline where I can tell myself no. So we'll see if I'm talking bullshit right now. Or...
Right. We'll come back to this, the first episode in February.
Yeah. And, or we can give weekly updates even how it's going.
I mean, okay. That sounds we're at an AA meeting right now. What the hell? How's Jay? Okay, week later. Did you drink alcohol? Hello, Jason.
I am Jason, and I am addicted to alcohol. Could you do a full sober January?
A full sober January?
Yeah.
You mean no drugs whatsoever?
Yeah.
I do. I don't know. I have more. I'd say I have more of a weed problem than alcohol.
I noticed.
I wouldn't say I have like a really like a intense weed problem. I do also use it in order to get some creative insights. Like for example, I smoke weed, but I prepare like a sheet of paper. Mm-hmm. Where like I want to brainstorm a certain thing, and then smoking weed sometimes helps me to break over boundaries that I didn't really explore before or just didn't open my mind to.
Yeah.
But then that's also a thing when it comes to that shit, right? And I always wondered this to myself. Are we just telling us, for example, am I telling myself that weed helps my creativity? Or is it just something where it's like an illusion, but I'm just thinking about it in the moment while I had weed?
Like a placebo.
Kinda. But I think that's kind of dangerous to have, because what if you're in a rut and that's your solution to, oh, I'm more creative when I smoke weed, and now you're in a rut. What the fuck do you do?
Yeah.
Do you smoke a shit ton of weed and expect shit to change? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Because you got to be reasonable about it necessarily. You know?
That's but there's this Dutch guy called Wim Hof, the Iceman. Don't know if you know.
Oh, you wanted to talk about this? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
This is a guy who has his own breathing technique that helps him to stay in an ice bath for the longest amount of time. He has a world record, or just got beaten, I think.
Rip.
Yeah, and he did crazy shit. He swims underneath ice, like at Antarctica, and he climbed to Mount Everest in just his shorts.
That motherfucker, crazy. Okay.
Can you imagine? You know, climbing the Mount Everest, and as you're going up, or no, fuck it, the other way around. Let's say you climb the Mount Everest with your gear and your oxygen tank and shit, and you feel really accomplished, like, fuck yeah, I did it. You walk back, and on your way back, you see Wim Hof coming up there with just his shorts.
Quit life right there, bro.
Yeah.
That's the point where you're just like...
But he has a breathing technique, which is kind of like hyperventilating, I think, which gives you a natural high.
Oh, yeah, that's also weird. That as was a drug back in the day.
Yeah.
I had a talk with I also don't almost said a name, but
I think I know who you mean.
Do you?
Because we have a mutual friend who is into this breathing technique.
I didn't know that. No. But I heard from people, you know, like back in the days that they used to do this as their way of high. Like, you know, like breathe in and then some would slap them.
Slap them?
You never heard of this?
No.
So if you hyperventilate, right?
Yeah.
And then someone really like punches you in the back, you're unconscious. And when you wake up, you have a high.
What?
It's dead ass like a thing.
Yeah, because I do know that, because I have hyperventilated before because of panic attacks, but we'll get into that in another episode. But then you would get this weird sensation, like a tingling sensation in your hands and throughout your arms and basically all your limbs. And at some point, it got to my lips. And dead ass, I couldn't talk anymore. Like I couldn't move my lips.
That's terrifying.
And it's just from breathing. And no one's ever died of hyperventilating because, if anything, you get too much oxygen. So,
True.
But it's such an effect on your body. It's really crazy.
It has. I want to quickly acknowledge, you know, if you tried that technique at home that I just described to get a high, that can have some serious consequences. Because if you restart your body too often, I feel like just Windows just suddenly pops that error message.
Restarting
is wrong.
It's weird to use those terms for your body, like restarting.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Always love that sound.
Is it also then when you cough and sneeze at the same time that you take a screenshot, or how does it work?
I think so. It's just all shortcuts at the end. Life is all a simulation anyways.
That's true. We're part of the Matrix.
Oh, yes. I recently came across a great theory. If we talk about, you know, like Matrix is also like a theory of how we live necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the egg theory?
I'm looking at it.
Alright, okay, then let this X speak the theory.
Explain it to me.
Oh God. Okay, here I go. So, that was a bad one. Anyways,
excellent.
So it's a theory that necessarily all of us are gods, and whenever we die, we're being put in someone else's life whenever, you know, at whatever point in time. So necessarily, you're just developing, and if you live through every single life that ever existed or will ever exist, then you're a god, and you become one with the divine. So
that's an interesting theory.
It's a really interesting theory, but what I really like about this theory, you know, because you can't prove it if it's wrong or not, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, there's some weird paradoxes where necessarily you're always fucking yourself, right? Because if you're every person that ever existed, you know.
Yeah.
But one thing I really like is that necessarily it makes you think, if I treat a person bad, I'm only doing this to myself. If I do good, I'm only doing this to myself. So whatever it is, you'll benefit yourself by not doing something bad, or by doing something good. You'll benefit it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like.
That's kind of the coming back to just karma then. Kinda.
But in a more way where it's like, I don't know. I mean, you can suck your own dick, like quite literally.
Yeah, okay. It's more, yeah, okay.
More for yourself.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it doesn't hurt anyone.
No, exactly.
That's my whole thing about religion. If it because it's theory, I guess you can believe in, and then it becomes some sort of a religion, right?
Yeah, necessarily.
That's my thing about religion. If it helps you to become a better person, and it makes you happy, then please go for it.
Yeah, faith is powerful.
Yeah. But when it starts to create war and shit, maybe take it, consider the context and just realize it's a belief.
Yeah.
And
don't put it above everything.
Yeah.
I'd say. I don't like the, put God first type of situation.
Yeah, and that's the thing that people forget. It's a belief. You believe in God. You don't know necessarily. And that's the beautiful thing, I think, about religion, is that you don't know, but you still believe.
Yeah.
But then please consider the context of believing.
Yeah, 100%. But it's crazy what that can do to people. But I don't want to mean this in a bad light, If whatever people believe in, I really want them to believe in it,
No.
And if it gives them power, then go them. It's a nice thing to have something that gives you a meaning, or that, creates that spark necessarily.
Yeah.
Can be a good driver too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, if it inspires you to become a better person, then please do so. But use it for the good deeds, so that makes sense.
Now, a bad version of faith, which is not religious, but I recently stumbled across another very interesting topic where I'd say prisons back in the day in the States had a little bit too much faith in their prisoners.
In what sense?
So Unsolved Mysteries? Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen it all.
All right, okay, perfect. Do you remember the episode where it's this dude who, I think, shot a girl after she did some laundry or whatever, and he came back, hit her with a stone again, and then he was in prison, and now he's just nowhere to be found, and it was somewhere in the 60s. It's in the second season.
Yeah.
What I found astonishing about it is the prison system that put this man on death row, right? Put him on death row, then the death penalty got shut down. So then he was just in regular prison. And at that time, the states were like, what's a nice thing for prisoners to do? And necessarily, potentially it is, right? To give them an insight of what life is, So they put them in all-day situations. For example, they drove them to malls, which is a weird thing, right? But they did this thing back then where they would drive a killer, a proven killer, right? And he had other allegations too. They drove him to a mall and they just let him be on the mall, and he had to come back 2 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't supervise him or anything.
No,
they just
nothing.
Yeah, I remember that episode. It's fucking weird, but I do get I do, in some sense get what they're going at.
100%.
Because especially now, the world is changing so fucking fast. Imagine, because it's 2021 now. So let's say you got 21 years in prison.
Yeah,
that's 2000 that you got in.
So long. Such a different world now.
Fucking different. Even I'd say 10 years. 2010 was already.
Nowadays, even 5.
Yeah.
Nowadays, even 5. Look, 5 years back. I mean, everybody had a fucking, phones, for example. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess there's some sense in preparing prisoners
100%
for the real world again, but this shit is just ridiculous.
That's just stupid, man. Putting someone on death row, this convicted murder, just be like, you know what? Let's just give him a walk in the mall, see what he does. What the fuck? It's a weird way of, I don't know. But then prisons in itself are kind of weird, and the whole system is fucked anyways.
Yeah, I saw this documentary this week, The Staircase. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I don't.
About a guy and his wife fell down the stairs and died, but she had lots of head wounds, and it was kind of shady. I didn't believe it in the beginning of the documentary.
Okay.
And he went to prison for it. They had a whole trial, and like after 20 years, he got out of prison because it was proven that he didn't do it. Well, at least that there was enough doubt that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole prison system, right? It's either guilty or not guilty. It's not innocent.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
There's enough reasonable doubt for you not to be convicted.
It's a whole weird thing. I mean, even if we look at O.J. Simpson, famous case, gave the Kardashians their fame, which is kind of weird. Yeah. But
in general, I think the whole Among Us game, kind of shows that the whole system of America with the jury doesn't work.
True. Also, a good analogy right there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I see that. But it's exactly the situation. People just screaming at each other. He's innocent. He's guilty. He's guilty.
Yeah.
I saw him go an event. It's all situations that happen in a courtroom.
What do you think? Let's say, I mean, it's a reasonable presumption. We go to prison for 10 years.
Okay.
Okay, let's not say 10. Let's say
what for?
Let's say 20.
Okay, what for? What are we going to prison for?
Whatever. I don't know. We
tax evasion.
Oh, we love to pay taxes. Copy strike issues.
Okay.
But what do you think is gonna change in those? Like think simple things in our society that are gonna be different
in 20 years. Just 20 years from now.
Or let's say 25.
A thing that I really like is people that say, oh, there are certain laws of physics that everything applies to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's true, but who made those laws of physics, right? People. It's not like, the earth came up and it's like, oh, these are the ground rules. It's not like, no, people found that shit out, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like 25 years ahead, for example, if we look at things like teleportation, right?
Yeah.
Outrageous theory. Will it ever work? I don't know, but I'm definitely not ruling it out, which, some people are.
Yeah.
So 25 years ahead, I feel like we're at a point where technology is increasing at such a rapid rate that 25 years from now, I'd say we have video games that are indistinctively from reality.
Mm-hmm. Some Black Mirror shit.
Yeah. Definitely virtual reality, but like that's really like rendered and like graphic wise, so it looks like it's fucking real. I'd say that's a possibility. I'd say at this point we probably are on Mars. Maybe even on other planets. Who knows? Because space is fucking like that. Elon Musk shit happened in like seemingly the last 5 years. How much progress we made?
True.
So I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I was thinking, because you're thinking a very broad context, I think, because society being on Mars. I was thinking way more simple. I don't know if like traffic is still going to be an issue. Like, I think traffic jams is an issue now that in like 20 years, we're going to think about people had traffic jams back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
But then again, we're also overpopulating, so I don't know. I think wiping your ass is not going to be a thing in 20, 25 years.
Wiping your ass?
Like, you have the whole bidet system in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Those countries. I feel like it's such a primitive thing to wipe your own ass. I feel like that's not going to be a thing.
It's a waste. How deep you went with this.
It's a waste of paper. You're touching something dirty. I feel like it's such a primitive thing to do. I don't think it will last very long.
True, and especially COVID times, toilet paper was a scarcity.
Yeah.
It was a scarcity. It was very rare to have toilet paper. So maybe that also adds to it.
Yeah, and I think a study has shown that it really cleans your ass way better if you use like a bidet system than just dry paper and spread.
Have you ever used one?
I had never used one. I had the opportunity to use one, but I didn't. And now I'm kind of...
My mom has one in her apartment.
Oh.
But I never used it. I deadass never did. Because it's such a weird thing. I don't know. I don't want to put water in my ass.
Yeah. But I do think, because for us now, it's the most normal thing ever to just wipe your ass. I think 20 years from now, it's going to be like, people did that back then?
Could be true.
Disgusting. And I think like simple jobs like truck driver, like having a job as a truck driver won't exist anymore. I think it's all going to be like automated.
Yeah, cars that drive automatically.
Yeah, they're going to do that for trucks too. And then
trucks, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that too. It's also going to be interesting what the fuck they do with rules when it comes to the street traffic. If people are just, cause we're in that age now where some people are driving automatically and some people are still driving manually.
Yeah, we got flexed on. Jesus.
We got flexed on very hard by that shit, but it's interesting to see what else will happen.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about technology, and they're actually using kids for that nowadays, because we're still young.
Yeah,
but we already think in a very restricted way, because we kind of think we understand how the world works.
Yeah.
But nowadays they use kids for new technology ideas, because they are not restricted. They can think of anything. For example, we already kind of think teleportation, probably not possible.
Yeah.
But they will think beyond teleportation, something we didn't even think of because we're that restricted. Yeah. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's weird. But it's like exactly the thing, people way from our birth on, we're being put in a mold. We have one way that there is to go. We don't have another way. We don't have another option than go to kindergarten and then school. That's the option.
Yeah.
There's nothing between it, and that's also kind of shitty. Like, of course, school is important, but like the shit we learn in school, is it important?
I don't know. It's questionable.
I don't know. I feel like language, to a certain point, 100% important that we need to learn how to communicate, but it could be way more praxis based and not just stupid.
and I think the whole purpose of learning your stupid shit is learning to learn, but I think there is more flexibility and you can personalize shit way better in just learning kids to learn. That you can already kind of modify it to fit their interest or passions or whatever.
Yeah, but they don't have enough.
Because what the fuck are you doing in? Yeah, okay, sure. What the fuck are you even doing in kindergarten?
No idea. I think you're just I think it's important that you have human contact, which is pretty crazy. I don't really have a good sample size for this, but I know one person that hasn't gone to kindergarten that I know of, right? Which is also not really something you talk about necessarily. It's like when do you ask you, yo, how's kindergarten? It's like, I don't know. But that one person, I gotta say, I could definitely see that it has some social aspects, and that could come from multiple ways. I don't think it matters if you went to kindergarten or not if you played with a lot of other people, but if you just were for yourself till a certain age, I feel like it also hurts your socialism.
Yeah, well, to come back to the whole Unabomber thing, he also didn't want to be part of the system, but it's the whole debate about nature versus nurture, right? With people becoming murderers. But an interesting thing that happened in his childhood is that he had to go to the hospital as a baby. And he went there for a week or two. But he was there alone most of the time as a baby. Okay. Nurses would check on him from time to time, but he would be alone. And the parents said that they literally saw a change. You could also see it in pictures. Before he was always smiling in pictures. And after that week or two, he was just dead in his face.
Fuck.
From just being alone the entire time.
It gets to people. Isolation is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It really is.
But on a more positive note, I was thinking, because we talked about our future ideas.
Yeah.
Would it be cool if we make an episode talking about the future and let us maybe even say 5 years?
Okay.
And we won't publish it now, but we publish it in 5 years. We're going to listen to it and then see how right or wrong we were.
That's a sick idea. I think that's a sick idea. I think that should be one of the next episodes. I'm hella down to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, hella down to do that. So we're just going to leave a gap. Should we skip it? So if we number it, right? We just record it irregularly and we just leave that number out.
Yeah.
And then it's just published 5 years later.
Yeah, and then see how right or wrong we were.
Yeah, true. We just, Alright, I'm down. We gotta concept it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking done. I mean, we're also an hour in.
Oh.
So time fucking goes fast. So
time does fly by when you record a podcast. Jesus.
Definitely. 5 years would be in a flash if it's a 5 year podcast. Just live 24/7. Would be rough, man. But on that note, I hope you guys had a good start to your new year. And we wish you a very fulfilling year.
Yeah.
With a lot of podcasts you listen to. Especially this one.
If you have any comments about resolutions, if you want to share yours or us about ours, leave a voice memo. DM us on Instagram. And if you're there anyway, also maybe follow the page.
Yeah, just
might as well follow us, show some support. Kiss your mom and kiss your mom. Tell your mom you love her.
French kiss your mom. Might as well. Give it to that.